Okay. After, as I said, you have a lot of different process to organize a project. But Scrum become very important because it is very simple. Okay. You have only few rules to follow. And if you follow these rules, you can perform a very nice or very complex project using this approach. The base idea of the Scrum is requirements, you learning requirements. Okay, what I try to say. Requirements is description of what you need to do during the project. Is description what the user expects at the end of one project. And the main problem that you have when you use any process is you find a nice or best way to capture what the user thinks and transform these things in a paper. And another guy that reads this paper has the same understanding than the original user. Okay. In other words, you expect requirement station is the process to talk with the client or talk with the user, transform the what the client thinks or what the client desires in a model, and the developer, when read this model, has the same understanding than the client. Okay, it's a very, 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 very difficult. Okay, it's not easy because you have problems in the syntax and you have problems in semantics. Okay, you can describe, you can write one thing, and two different persons can have a different understanding about what you write, what you wrote. Okay, but again, you have Scrum is important. The agile method, the agile process is important, not only Scrum, but the agile process is really important because the general idea of the agile is don't spend time a lot in the requirements in the station in the beginning of the project. You're learning what exactly means what the user said during the project, because the user start to have a real or more concrete idea about what he wants during the project, not in the beginning of the project. And think in this way, the requirement is not more anymore a technical detail of what you need to do, but is a business understand about what you need to do. A business understand is not exactly in detail. I need to do this thing, but you understand the why and exactly what the user needs. But more importantly, you will start to have an idea what is the problem of the user. Okay. And when you understand what is the problem, you can support them better. Okay. And it's the reason that Scrum is so important. Okay. And what is the base part of the Scrum? The Scrum process is supported by a product backlog. What is a product backlog? Is a list of requirements. And the most common way to describe requirements in the Scrum is using user store. You have other ways. Okay, you can use use case. However, the use case requires a better understanding about the requirement because you need to describe a lot of things. In the user store, you need to describe only the who, what, and why. If you answer these three questions, you have the requirement. you have the user story. The user story again is not a technical description, but user story is a business description or a feature, an agreement about the future development. Okay, it's like a contract. It's the contract you have exactly what the user expect, and we use the Scrum process to refine the requirement. Okay, but again, the Scrum is supported by a product backlog. What is a product backlog? In our case, is a list of user story. Okay, and the work, you organize the work in the first ceremony in this process is the planning meeting. Why is a planning meeting? It's the time where users and our clients and Scrum Master, the PO, and the team sit together to define the main reason or the main artifact that you need to develop during the sprint. During the sprint, okay? And what you expect in this time? The users sit with the team and discuss about their works. For example, what is the main problem, what he wants, what is more important to them, and describe a sprint goal. A sprint goal can be, okay, I want to that my the register model to this the school register model in this system is done during this next sprint. And when you define what you expect, you need to go to the product backlog, analyze the product backlog, and see which product backlog or which user stores are required to implement, to attend, or to support the goal of the sprint. And when you select this list of user store, you transform this user store in tasks and save the task and sprint backlog. Okay, and when you have the sprint backlog, your work, the planning meeting is done. After the planning meeting, you start to work every day. Every day we work to develop the task that exists in the backlog, sprint backlog. And how? Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. And one important thing that I didn't say before, is, okay, which task are you get? Who defining which task are you work? Okay, you have on the Kanban where you have all the tasks in the to-do list, and you see it's I believe I can support better the users, support better my team, create the interface or create the task. Okay, you select the task that is more you believe that you can support more the rest of the team. Okay, and you select them. Okay, all the team select your task and move the task to do to in progress. Okay, depending on the dashboard that you have. And every day you have a meeting to discuss the improvement of the work. It's not a report to the Scrum Master. Okay, it's not the report to Scrum Master. Is a report to the team. For example, what you need to do in the daily meeting. Okay, you need to say to the complete team 3 things. What did you do yesterday? What will you do today? And are there any opinions? Okay, what is said is, first, what did you do yesterday? What you finalize? It's the idea. And when you said that what you finalized, you expose to the rest of the team that maybe depends your task. Okay, all the impediment that you made you have is done, is listed. Não temos mais que preocupar. Okay? When you say what you do today, you inform to the team what is your current work. Okay, and if you have one guy in the team that need to wait your finalizing, you have this guy start to have some idea when everything is done to start to work. And finally, are there any impediments? Okay, the problems that you suffer, the issues that you have because you don't have resource or because anything. Okay, you have multiple reasons to it. Okay, so in this meeting, the daily meeting is a stand-up meeting. Okay, the people stay stand. It's a very, very fast meeting, and participate the Scrum Master and the team. Remember that the Scrum Master is the facilitator, it's not the boss. And the team is out-organized team, okay, out-support team. Okay, you're working in every day until you finalize the sprint. The sprint can have 30 days, 15 days, or 1 week. In the rest is 1 week. And after you finalize, you need to demonstrate the end of the end results of the sprint, the artifacts that you develop during the sprint to the PO. Okay. But before I explain about this ceremony, it's very important to say that what is a done software? A done software is a software where you have the features, all the features that is required in the user store. All of these features is tested and passed, and all of these features there are all of them that have documentation. Okay. The next ceremony is the sprint review. In the sprint review, you prepare a demo session. Okay, you prepare a demo to demonstrate the features that you implement during the sprint. And it's not a formal meeting, okay? Like you need a PowerPoint, no. The best approach is does not have a PowerPoint. It does not have a presentation. It's only the demo, okay? Who participates in this meeting? All the team members, the product owner, the team, and visitor that the PO and Scrum Master define that is important. Then after you finalize this interview, you have the retrospective. The retrospective is the time that you show the problems and success of the process, okay? And you define what should we quit doing, okay? Things that you define to do and it's worked very well. What you stop doing, okay? Things that that happens in the process and you need to stop. For example, you have a lot of visitors in your office all the time. Okay, you can say, okay, it's because this guy, I cannot work well because there are a lot of noise. Okay, and you need to stop doing. Okay, you stop to have this. And what should we start doing? For example, you in your process you produce a lot of errors in English errors, Spanish errors, or Portuguese errors, no matter. Okay, and you need to stop that the users create errors, for example, like that. Okay, and you can define. Okay, we start doing. We start using English revisor or Spanish revisor. Okay, something like that. Any questions?
No, teacher, everything good.
Okay. About each process, okay? The first is Scrum sprint, okay? A sprint is a set of period of time during which specific work has to be completed and made ready for review, okay? Remember, what is made ready to review? The code is tested and documented, okay? Typical duration is 2 to 4 weeks. In our case, is 1 week. Okay. Requires a constant duration leads to better read. Okay. You cannot change, for example, this sprint I use 1 week. Next sprint you use 2 weeks or something like that. And the product is designed, coded, and tested during this sprint. No changes are made that would endanger the sprint. Okay, one time that you define sprint goal, you cannot change the sprint goal. You need to keep the sprint goal until the end of the sprint. Quality does not decrease. It's not if you don't have time to finalize the process, the model tested or document or documented, you need to you decline to show the code in the demo session. Okay, you need to have a tested and document code. Okay, a very important thing in the beginning of the sprint, one of the tests that exists is the definition of the product backlog. Okay, what it means? You sit with your PO and or sit with your users and read again the user story and try to identify better if the user story is correct, or if you need to create more user story or need to improve that user story. Okay. Any questions until here, Ricardo?
No, teacher.
Okay, there are some functions in Scrum. The first one, the PO. Okay, I already defined the PO. The PO is the guy in the team that is responsible for prioritize features according to macro value. Okay, in other words, it's the guy that is responsible that represents the company inside your team, because PO is part of the team. Scrum Master. Scrum Master is like a guru. He has the same functions than the project manager. However, he don't have hierarchy against the users or the developers. In other words, you need to convince the developers to follow the process. The team typically has 5 to 9 people. It's complete cross-function. You have developers, testers, user experience, design, and others. Members should be full-time. However, for specific features like cyber and the database administrator, this guy participates in the project like a half time. I believe I already showed this picture. Okay. As I said, the initialization of the process is from the creation of the product backlog. Remember, the product backlog has the requirements. Lists all of the desired work in the product. Okay. The sprint goal. The sprint goal is a short statement. What the work will be focused on the sprint. Okay. It's an station. It's not part of the code, but you define what the user expect after, for example, 50 days. If you see the sprint plan mentioned, it's the things that you need to find. The first one, the sprint prioritization, is the time that you need to analyze the backlog and select the sprint goal. Okay, how you do it? You check the team capacity. If the team has the skills to do the work, the product backlog, the business condition, the current product, and the technology. Okay, is the three things. The three things enter and define how the prioritization will work. Okay, and the sprint planning decide how to acquire the sprint goal. Okay, create the sprint backlog, test from the product backlog items, and estimate the sprint log in hours. Okay, in other words, sprint prioritization generates the sprint flow, and the sprint plan generates the sprint backlog. For example, things that you have this sprint goal, okay? As a vacation planner, I want to see photos of the hotels, okay? And you need to transform this user store and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of the code. The sprint planning, we already said, is the time that the users select the items from the product backlog and commit to complete during the sprint. Okay, and the sprint backlog is created, task identified, each is made. Okay, and it happens collaborative. The Scrum Master don't sit who we work with what. You discussed about the story point before. The story point is the way to describe the amount of work that is required to perform a task. The most common use is to use Fibonacci range 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on. It's important because it's very hard. It's very hard to define, to compare different people. When you define the store, you become easy this work. Most of the time, the story points correspond more approximately one idea mandate. Okay, 8 hours, for example, and you compare how many blocks of the main hour, no, the story point. The daily Scrum meeting, again, is the daily 50 minutes and stand up, not for problem solving, okay? Whole world is invited, only 2 minutes can talk and help avoid other unnecessary meetings, okay? It's the time that maybe a user explain what he think about one task, and the other said, oh, no, it's not exactly it. The user said another thing. You answer 3 questions. What did you do today? What do you do today? And is anything you were away? Okay. And I have one example. I know that you already see this example, but again, I believe it's really important to understand this example well. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Ryoko. We're just getting started. I have you on speakerphone.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Hey, Ryoko.
Hi, Ryoko.
Hi, Ryoko.
Okay. Who wants to start?
I don't like talking in public or at all, really.
Harold, please, the floor is yours.
Yesterday, I finished the source code for the recipe request voice interface, and I ran the unit test, so that's done.
But these stand-ups are okay. You only have to answer 3 questions. What did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? And what is your main impediment? Today, I am working on passing the request parameters to the recipe search code. It's structured. It's fast. It's painless. My main impediment is still my lack of knowledge of the speech recognition engine. Ryoko is our expert, and she's been a wonderful help, but with the time difference, it's just challenging.
Okay, that's very good, Harold. But we need to resolve that. Ryoko,
Hi.
can you send me your schedule? I will look into getting travel approval.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thanks, Ryoko. Why don't you go next?
Okay, sure. Today I review.
The daily stand-up is one of the team's most important rituals. In just 15 minutes, we see what everyone is up to. We update the iteration wall and see opportunities to help others remove blockers.
I said, you know, Bill in infrastructure. I said, Bill, it's not 1985 anymore.
Okay. I believe you can see Yoko is in another country, and Yoko is she is the impediment to the finalization of the guy that has difficult to talk. Okay, and it's things that happens in a daily meeting. Okay, but you see that the daily meeting is very fast. No, it's not a very complex and spend a lot of time explain the football, blah, blah, blah. No, directly. Okay. You have any question about the sprint review, the daily meeting, guys?
No.
Okay. The next one is the sprint review. The sprint review is the time to show to your sponsor, no, to show to the product owner what you did. Okay, it's a very important task, because after this meeting or during this meeting, the PO said, okay, go ahead, or okay, it's not done. Okay, I already participate in some meetings like that, and I saw the IOT, the PO said, okay, we didn't finalize the work. I disagree that the switch goal is acquired. Okay, and it's a very bad situation, because you need to, during the planning, you need to define to keep the switch goal, freeze the switch goal, because sometimes you don't have exactly it's not a fail of the group. There are some missing on some. You need, for example, a server. The people said, okay, the server is coming. However, the server is not coming. And you have an impediment that's not possible to take off in the next sprint. You need to wait a little more. Okay. But again, if you have a sprint that is improved, it's not a very nice situation. Okay. After the sprint review, you have the sprint retrospective. The sprint retrospective is a little big meeting, but again, it's a very important meeting. Participate the Scrum Master, PO, team, and some customers there when it's required. Okay. In the sprint retrospective, you need to define what you start to doing, stop to doing, and continue to doing, as I explained before. Some examples. It's important that the Scrum Master plan this meeting. Okay. Planning a lot this meeting, because it's a very important meeting, because it's a meeting that you reflect about what is wrong most of the time, not exactly about what is good. You discuss about what happens okay, or that is everything, the things that is good, but you try to identify the things that is not good and try to fix it to enable that next sprint you don't have this problem. And sometimes the people didn't receive this quick like well, and you need to prepare the guy, prepare the team, so the meeting happens very well. You need to create a space. You need to plan ahead. You need to define before the meeting what you discuss during the meeting and send to everybody, to the people engaging in the meeting. Okay. Any decision that you have, you need to track, and in the beginning of the meeting, you need to start checking these action lists that you defined in the previous meeting, okay? Another example, in this example here, you have the complete process, okay? Pay attention, guys. Make a double check that I share the audio. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ravi, the Chief Functional Architect of Application Lifecycle Management. We are now at HP Software R&D site where we develop our products. In this short movie, I would like to share with you our Agile methodology as part of our development process for quality-centered products. Today, it's actually a very good opportunity to do it as we are starting a new iteration planning process.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning. What's up?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Did you have a chance to review the backlog item for the meeting?
I think we need to do some adjustments.
Okay, why is that?
There is the upgrade verification, which I think we need to push to this sprint and not later on.
And do you really think that that's a critical item, that we need to give it a higher priority than what we have right now?
That's one of the most important things for our customers. It will become riskier later on.
Did you have a chance already to discuss it with the rest of the team?
Not yet.
Okay, so let's go to the meeting. I think we are already running late. So I guess adding this one would require some customer validation. Do you really think that we can afford it at this point?
I think it's critical. We can talk to the QA cost team to see if they can help us.
Okay, so let's start to discuss it as part of this meeting and we'll see what are the right adjustments that we should make. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, David. Good morning, Noy. Let's start with the sprint planning. You can see on the screen the current backlog of the sprint. Lior, can you say something about our quality?
Sure. Like we all said in the retrospective, the quality is not good enough. So we definitely need to invest more time in our estimates to reflect more testing.
And about current backlog list, do you all agree about the content?
Actually, there is one item from future sprints that I think we should move to this sprint about the upgrade verification. I think we should do it in this sprint as it will become much more riskier in future sprints rather than do it now.
But no, an item that involves upgrade will require a lot of development effort and is very risky. And as we already have too many items for this iteration, I don't see how we can do that.
I agree, but I think we can look at the backlog items and see what we can push on to the next sprints that has low priority.
Rev, you know very well the content. Can you suggest something to remove?
Yes, application installer is on a lower priority, so I think we can push it ahead to the next sprint if you all agree on that.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, I will update the backlog.
Leo, just one more question. Do you really think we will have our customers available for validation within this sprint?
Actually, we have a great opportunity because some of them are visiting us during the next sprint. So we can leverage them to help us with the testing.
Okay, makes sense.
So I think we all agree. Thank you very much.
Let's go for
Let's go for a walk.
Okay, so I started testing the edit schema XML yesterday, and it passed, so I'm gonna move it to done, and today I'm gonna take this defect and start testing it.
Okay.
I'm currently working on repository mechanism, and I hope it will be finished today for QA testing.
Well, I started working on the upgrade, but I'm afraid it's going to take much more time than we thought because it's a very risky area and every code change requires a lot of testing.
Is there any assistance you can get in order to proceed quickly?
Setting the environment for testing the upgrade is taking a lot of time, so that can be a great help.
So tomorrow I have a status meeting. I will raise this issue and see if we can get any assistance.
Okay.
I will update afterward.
All right, let me know if you need any help. Till then.
Great.
Okay.
So as you can see on the board, the burn down shows there is a gap between the plan and the progress. Beside this gap, there is a problem of content that is yet not reflected in our backlog. Together, we can see here a problem and a risk on our delivery date of the project.
So we need to do the right adjustment in order to meet the timeline, but we need to make sure that the upgrade validation process that we've agreed on at the beginning of the iteration will happen as part of this sprint.
Now, is there any option QA will assist in order to shorten the development time around this area?
I guess that we can assist with deploying whatever environment needed in order to get the cycle ready, get the cycle running as soon as possible.
At least at my end, I think that it will be quite helpful if we can deliver for you guys some unofficial piece of code and to get feedback. And that will be helpful as well.
Yeah, sure. We'll be more than happy to start performance testing on an unofficial build. It will enable us to give a faster response and will not be surprised.
That will be great. Faster response will also enable dev to fix issues earlier and with lower cost. Let's follow up on this and see the progress, and hopefully we get closer to the plan and solve this gap problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. As you can see, we pay a lot of attention to our planning process. The fact that we use Quality Center in order to manage and track the iteration help us to make sure that all the relevant stakeholders will be synced along the process. Eventually, that helps us to ensure that we deliver the right content on the right time to our customers. Now you will need to excuse me, there's another sprint that needs to start.
Okay, guys. Okay. Okay. My question is, any questions?
No questions.
Okay. So I will give a break now. We return, now is 53. You return at 10, okay? I believe now in Mexico is 9:53, am I correct?
Yes, yes, teacher.
Okay.
9:53, yes.
Okay, we return 10:10, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.